Seven Podcast Show. It's a Seven Podcast Show. It's a Seven Podcast Show. Taylor, Seth, J.R. It's a Seven Podcast Show. Seven Podcast Show. Seven Podcast Show. Taylor, Seth, J.R. It's a Seven Podcast Show. Shut up and scribble. Shut up and scribble. Shut up and scribble. If you want a CEO shirt, go to vndk8.com, vindicate.com. That's it. I should have worded that differently. Of course you want to sell on a CEO shirt. What do you mean if? I put socks on this morning. Yesterday when the show was over, I didn't realize I got so cold sitting here that when I left the house, I was like when I left the studio, I was shaking a little bit. That's how cold I got. Excuse me. No Greg today. So if you came here for Greg, just beat it. No Greg. He called this morning. We could have done a whole show with our conversation. He called to tell me he couldn't come on this morning. And then we ended up talking for 30 minutes. It's like, shit, dude, we could have just done a show. He laughed. Is Greg working with RFK and the new administration? Great question. Dude, Josh Cedar used to train at the traditional fitness gym I used to own in Urbana. That's what we used to call marijuana in college. The Urbana. He was such a clown. Total wannabe gangster white boy. I have no idea how he became what he is now. Hey, dude, everyone evolves. Everyone evolves. I was a wannabe white boy. Wait, I still am a wannabe white boy gangster. Anyway, maybe that's why I like him. I've never met the dude. I'm excited to have him on. Dude, what a crazy. You ever get full of yourself? Like your life's going so good that you start to think like you're cooler than you really are. I'm kind of in that mode right now. Katie Henniger's coming on. We just had Chris Cooper, Marcus Capone, Greg's coming on. Jorge Ventura tomorrow morning. Find out what's going on at the border. Dude, there's some crazy shit going on. The world, I feel like the world has gotten very small. Very small. Is Sevon too controversial that Greg can't come on if he's working with RFK? Not kidding. Yeah, he told me he can't come on because of that bit I did about butt fucking Annette the other day. He said, dude, I can never come on again. I mean, someone sent me a clip this morning. I saw Tia, whatever the CrossFit girl's name is, Miss Ur. I said Miss Ur talking about Trump's victory. I get so irritated when people do that line. She didn't say it. Shane said it. I think it was Shane who said it. Whether you like him or not, it's just the lesser of two evils. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. He's getting rid of the Department of fucking Education. Bye-bye. If he does 1/4 of what he says he's going to do, he's going to be the great. He's basically saving the democracy. Man, if you live in a foreign country, if you live in a shithole like Portugal or the United Kingdom or Australia, you must be so excited. I don't know what's going to happen to Canada. You must be so excited. I mean, it's not as excited as we are because for us, it really is like the dark days could be over. Because it is but when I see the censor, how you guys have made it so far down the road of darkness, holy shit! The censorship stuff in the UK is wild, absolutely wild. David Wheat says he ain't gonna do shit, bro. You know when you hunt animals and you just know it's so easy because you know their patterns. They're just creatures of patterns. It rains, that water hole fills up. It walks over there. You walk over there and put a hole in it, dude. I swear to God, you are beyond predictable, which makes you very comfortable and enjoyable to be around, and I appreciate that. Safe. You're my safe space, David, because you're just so predictable. I like it. Just completely predictable. You're the dude. I bet you've had sex with 200 women, and it's always the same thing. Like, just always. It's always like you go down on her, you try to get her to blow you, and then you put it in her doggy style, and you're done. You tie the condom in the same knot you always did. And then you sneak out the back door. Like, you just got your routine. Matt Schindeldecker, what's up, dude? You wait till you hear how things are progressing with Homeland Security and our CF programs we are running. Souza was with us for our first meeting with them. Great things happening. Oh, dude, Souza was giving me a little taste. Those meetings you guys had, how crazy, how cool. And Matt, thanks for including the Sevon podcast in that, I guess via Matt Souza. It's really cool. Matt had such a good time with you. He came back. He was so invigorated, so pumped. That was a long week for him. He was traveling a lot. I think he went from running the show over there at Crash and then came back for a day and then went back and saw you. And he had employees who were on vacation, but he went over there and he was pumped. I'm not living, Jeremy. No, I'm not living rent free. I pay rent in there. Are you kidding me? It's a fucking. David's on the dole. David's on my SSI plan. I pay every person I'm in their head. I pay rent. I am not a rent free motherfucker. Let it be known. Sean M. It's wild that Tia says she's the underdog when we all know she's going to win. Hashtag Kamala. The only question is by how much. It's like a body dysmorphia thing that she thinks everyone is predicting her to lose. Nuts. But I don't care what story she tells herself to win. I don't mind that so much. Do whatever it takes. You know what I mean? Everyone hates me. I'm going to show them. I'm going to do this for Willow. Whatever fucking horse shit she wants to make up to win, I'm fucking game. I got my own horse shit that I make up. Whoa, when is Katie coming back on? I need to get into groveling mode to ask her again for a job. I want to say she's coming on the 19th. She may be the easiest person. It's weird. I'm the most like I'll send anyone a fucking DM and ask them to come on. You know what I mean? I've invited Donald Trump on, Trump Jr. I invited Kamala on. I'll fucking DM anyone and ask them. But when it comes to reaching out to Katie, what's weird is she's the easiest to get. Every time I ask her to come on, she's like, sure, I'll come on. But I'm always like the most, what's it? Tepid? What is that a word? Tepid? Tepid to ask her? What's tepid? Tepid. Oh no, it's not that I'm tepid. That's not the right word. That's lack of enthusiasm. It's not like this. I'm making this up in my head, but I feel like it's like sneaking up into like, into a sleeping shark's mouth and taking something out of its mouth, but it's not. I mean, I can't read her. I can't read Katie at all. Timid? Kind of timid. Timid's the outcome of however I'm feeling. Sevon, Nate, you should have had Kamala on as her administration would have paid you well. I know that would have been awesome, right? Pat Lang, just saying, bro. We're drinking up a lot of the Trump Kool-Aid, dude.
God damn, meat and fruit.
Trump Kool-Aid. I'm shitting my pants out. Man. Hey, listen. I agree. The left has made more progress normalizing the raping and pedophilia and the sex with adults and children than Trump made in his last administration. I agree. I'm not going to lie to you. I agree with you 100%. I think the left did more progress on making crime legal and enslaving black people again in their own fucking with a narrative than Trump made progress. I totally agree with you, dude. There's so many people who made more progress than Trump made in 2016. I totally agree. I don't know if I wanted to show you some CrossFit stuff. But I also want to show you something about this guy, Pete Heatseg. If I can find it. It was a clip from Sean Ryan. I'm sure it'll pop up in a second. Anyway. Okay, I'll show you the CrossFit stuff first. It's funny, I didn't realize the similarity between the Pat McAfee show, and Andrew Hiller. I was thinking about Andrew a lot last night. I think about Andrew a lot. Hegseth, thank you. Pete Hegseth. Yeah, crazy. Did you hear his story about how he was in the National Guard January 6th and they kicked him out of his duties? Holy shit. And now he's the Secretary of Defense? The Secretary of Defense controls the Pentagon. Is that true? You're the boss of the Pentagon? Yeah, I've been begging Dave to come on. I'll text Dave right now. When are you going to come on? I'm so full of myself. I feel like I could just I should have I used to want to have everyone on. Now I kind of just want to have who I want to have on. That's how I know my head's getting big. Oh, it looks like someone might come on at 6:20 right now. Who's that? 7:20? Well, maybe we do have a guest. When are you coming on? Oh, okay. I see what that is. Never mind. No one's coming on. Okay, I just text Dave. We need to get Dave on. So, Dave, do you see Lazar in your dreams at night when you go to sleep? Should I ask him that? Only one Lazar question. That's the one I'm going to ask. Don't you think that's the good one? That's the best one? Okay. I was thinking about Hiller, and there's a different energy to him when he is live versus when he does his shows or when he does his videos. When he does his videos, there is a more, the word isn't accusatory. There's like if you talk to Hiller, he's really open-minded. Like if you have him on as a guest or I'm on the phone, he's really open-minded. So like you can talk to him about anything. He can go anywhere. I mean, you can pivot from CIA JFK killing to anal sex to throwing water balloons at police. I mean, he doesn't like, there's no topic that's like off limit. That's what's so great about talking to him. You can talk to him about your own problems, or you can be like, hey, do you have any problems? I mean, anything. And it's just anything goes. It's pretty awesome. But when he's a guest on a show, or even when he does his own shows, when he has guests on, he's more like someone's therapist than just running hard at him the way he does in videos. You know what I mean? Like in videos, he has a message and he wants a point and a story and he wants to drive it home. And I was thinking, I wonder if he took that attitude on the live show, how that would be. Like this. So like this. I think these shows this guy does is live. This Pat McAfee show. Pat McAfee show. This is the ESPN show. I'm fascinated with this guy. This guy crossed the line. This guy's doing it. Okay, here we go. I don't know. Is that the Chicago Bears or the Minnesota Vikings? But once again, he's giving his analysis of football, and it's just crazy how hard he goes.
Pause. Play. Pause. Guy doesn't even get his head up, okay? This dude has the worst technique I've ever seen from somebody playing in this position.
So he's criticizing an NFL lineman. I'm guessing that guy makes $1 million a year or something, as the worst technique he's ever seen. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen Hiller go that hard against about critiquing one of the CrossFit athletes. And this guy's got a shitload of viewers. This video has 30,847 likes. Make it 30,848 likes.
Squatting on heels, doesn't even lift up his head. It was the story of the entire game. This is on the right hash, so the upright's over here. So science tells you this ball's going to have to go this way to go through the upright. The field side group is your group. This guy does not deserve to be on a field side of any field goal team that I've ever seen in my entire life.
That guy doesn't deserve to be. He just said that guy doesn't deserve to be on any team that's running this play, I think. Like even a Pop Warner team or a flag football team. Any team.
This guy just gets his ass sent. Now these people.
Some guy got his ass sent. I mean, he's just a fucking world class takedown. I don't even know if what he's saying is true.
Are going to fall. There's a chance you're going to fall. Die slowly, though. Slow. Leo keeps his feet, battles through, explodes through the ball. It is picture-perfect technique, and it's taking advantage of a fish that they certainly...
That can't be good to be called a fish, right? If you're a lineman, you don't want to be called a fish. That's bad. Bueller, that's bad. Bueller.
New. But whenever you talk about perfect execution and paying attention to the details in the biggest moments, that is this Kansas City Chiefs team. So whenever I put out a tweet that the Chiefs is still the Chiefs, and everybody goes, they got lucky. No, the amount of work.
Oh, shit. What's he wearing? What the fuck is that shirt he's wearing? Be a friend. I hate this guy.
They put in on the tiny things, and then also strategically finding out we can get through this guy, and then having the confidence that you can go get it, which Chabot definitely had to have to sell out completely. And that's why they're the only undefeated team, and that's why they were this close to losing, but they don't. Play, pause, play, pause.
Man. That's a Brian Friend shirt. Jesus. You had to go there, huh, Patty? Huh, Patty? Mr. Lang? Our sport's so unprofessional. People are so mean in our community. People are... They're so mean in the CrossFit community. I mean, he said this guy didn't belong anywhere on any fucking team running this play anywhere in the fucking football ecosystem. Man. It's crazy people swear the refs cheat for Pat and the Chiefs, but since he took over in 2018, they're the 6th most penalized team in the league. Oh, I've heard that accusation. That the Chiefs get special play, special favor. And boy, to be critical of CrossFit judging when there's so much, I don't even follow football that closely, and I see all sorts of fucked up calls. Ho. Yeah, you a hoe. Setting the bar high over there at ESPN. Wow. It's not even like, hey, he fucked up or he may have been tired or someone needs to talk to him. It's not even gentle criticism. It's like, dude, this guy's a fucking bum. What is happening over at the Bears? What happens if I Google Tyson Bagent? I did see some stat that Caleb hasn't scored a touchdown in two games. Oh shit. Bears players advocated for benching Caleb before firing Shane. Oh shit. Wow, crazy shit's happening on Tyson's team. Wow. Let me hit the news button here. Which one? Tyson Bagent time. Some players reportedly asked for QB change. Did the offensive coordinator get fired? Should Tyson Bagent get a start, as some veterans on the team reportedly have Chicago Bears players are begging for Tyson to start? Wow. Some Bears players asked for Waldron to be out and for Bagent to start. Oh, Bajan's in the news big time. Caleb facing Bryce Young fate. That's the guy that the Heisman Trophy winner that got benched earlier this year. I think on the Indianapolis Colts. Was that the team? Look at me. Fucking football expert. Oh, Waldron was fired yesterday. Who is that? That's the offensive coordinator. That's the guy who like makes the plays to score points. Crazy. I don't want them to put Tyson in there if the team's fucking falling apart and endanger his safety. Let him chill. Bears insider suggests $110 million star wants Caleb Williams benched. Wow, 16 hours ago. Jeez Louise. Should I open up one of these articles? Heavy.com. Let me see what this one says. Is it going to pop up? Heavy.com sports. Of course, that link doesn't work. Which one should I open? The Mirror? 18 hours ago? Of course, this page is fucked up too. Man, how come I can't get one of these links to open? Tyson Bagent news. I was so happy Sousa was doing a show the other day, and he said all his screens disappeared. That just happened to me. That happens to me every show. I panic. Not a what's this? Not a good situation for Tyson. Team's not falling apart. They have talent. Tyson would be fine. I just want him to be protected. The offensive coordinator fired the pass coordinator. Thomas Brown, I think, is the interim offensive coordinator. Who do you think Tyson voted for? Pat, they have the worst line in the NFL. Caleb barely gets 2 seconds to release the ball. Yeah, and he needs 7. Tyson Bagent time. Some players reportedly asked for QB change. The change at offensive coordinator was Shane Waldron's dismissal, and the Thomas Brown's promotion felt inevitable. However, I didn't see a request for QB change coming. This tweet from ESPN's Mark Silverman informs us that some players at Halas Hall wanted change beyond switching it up at offensive coordinator. Some players want Tyson Bagent to be the guy at QB1. After talking to a few players on the Chicago Bears with knowledge of the situation, players went to Matt Eberflus, I think that's the head coach, and Ryan Poles, I don't know who that is, asked them to make a change at offensive coordinator. There have also been a few veteran players requesting Bagent start. Even though Bears head coach Matt Eberflus talked around the pending decision yesterday, one area in which he wasn't non-committal was when he confirmed rookie Caleb Williams would remain his team starting quarterback. Back in August, teammate Patrick Flowers asked what the Bears should do if and when the teams call about Tyson Bagent. Apparently, there are some Bears players who would likely answer that with nothing keeping him here and let him start in Chicago. I don't even know what I just read. Tyson Bagent has fans within the Bears locker room, but is he the answer? Well, yes, of course he's the answer. I can't stop wondering if the Bears want Bagent in because they're afraid that Waldron's offense was stunting Caleb's growth. If they're wary of putting Williams behind an offensive line that has given up 18 sacks in 3 games since the bye, or if it's because they feel that Bagent gives them the best chance. Wow, so they might be talking about putting Bagent in to sacrifice him to the shitty offensive line and keep Caleb from getting hurt. Man. The second-year player, Tyson Bagent, made a splash as a rookie, going 2-2 in his 4 starts in relief of Justin Fields. Bagent completed 65.7% of his passes, 94 for 143, and threw for 859 yards, but tossed more interceptions, 6, than touchdowns, 3. Chicago's QB2 had a nice showing in the preseason to maintain a spot on the depth chart, despite Brett Rippon making a push behind him during the summer. Head coach and general Bears players are requesting the head coach and general manager to make a quarterback change. Feels damning of an organization that is spiraling. Someone told me, I can't remember who it is, but I don't know if it was Hiller or someone, but they said they've been a Chicago Bears fan for a long time, and it's always like that there. That it's always just like, it seems like it's always just a shit show there. Maybe I could look up any team and I would see this drama. What's another team I should look up? Let me see if another team has drama. Let me type in Packers. That's a team, right? Green Bay Packers. Packers news. Green Bay Packers at Chicago prediction picks. Oh, they play the Packers next week. Packers Bear tickets prices get cheaper. Chicago looks bad. Wednesday cheese curdle Packers turn their focus to the playoffs. Are the Bears out? Their chance to go to the playoffs? Are they out? Packers at Bears matchup. Who has the advantage? Packers predicted to pry $35 million star away from Steelers in surprise signing. Yeah, I guess there's no real negative stuff there. Pat Lang, type in front office Cleveland Browns. Front office Cleveland Browns. Analyst calls out Browns front office over failed season. Cleveland Browns linked to potential franchise QB and free agency. Analysts call out Browns front office. Browns take next step in leaving Cleveland. Myles Garrett sends a message to Browns front office with fire sale looming. Oh, is the team going to be sold? Jesus. Fire sale. That doesn't sound good. All right. Well, there you go. Anyway, McAfee. I'd like to see a show where Hiller just goes a live show where Hiller goes as hard as he does in his edited stuff. Just hammering fools. Just hammering. This one's titled, what's this titled? What's this clip titled? Love on these people. We don't have to be mad at them. They don't know yet. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got here.
The Democratic Party's destroyed itself trying to destroy Trump. And the more they resist, the worse it gets. Everything they're resisting, the majority of the country backs. And all the tactics that they used are so dirty and unconstitutional that they've turned Trump into a folk hero for surviving and winning. Since they can't stop us, we're not invited to Thanksgiving.
How do we move forward when we know there are people have people in their families who voted for him? They work with people who voted for him. They live next to people who voted for him. How should we deal with those neighbors, coworkers, family members?
What do they think we voted for? They think we voted to have the Jews thrown in ovens? Like, what the fuck do they think we voted for? Well, not have dinner with us. I have a lot of family members that like still read the New York Times and send articles to me and the Washington Post and newspapers that have not been good for my career, that have lied about me and that have lied about my friends. I have kids that can't go to school because they haven't taken the appropriate mandated government drugs that you have to inject into your kids, 72 of them, in order to go to school. The coffee shop by my house has needles in the bathroom. My kids' medical records will be blocked from me once they turn 12 years old. They're letting men who have an unquenchable desire, not only letting, they're promoting in my state to allow men who have an unquenchable desire to dress as women because they're confused about their sexuality and read to little kids in libraries. Libraries have been taken away from us. And it's not like it's a tranny day today and Navy SEAL day tomorrow. That's the only person who's offering to read kids to our books is grown men who want to dress up as women. Like, they've let in illegals that are heavily involved in child sex trafficking. Cost of food is skyrocket. Like, shouldn't it be me who doesn't want to eat dinner with them? Shouldn't I be like, wow, you've declared war on my kids? Caller, hi.
Sevy, can you hear me all right?
Perfect.
It's Plumber.
Hey,
So I was actually one of those people that got the uninvite from Thanksgiving.
no shit. How? Tell me about that. How does that work?
Well, it works. So little context. On my dad's side, right, I have a stepmother, I have a stepbrother, and then I have a half sister who is
All stepmothers
transgender.
vote for Kamala, by the way. Isn't it crazy? All stepmothers vote for Kamala. It's weird, but go on.
So anyways, after the election happened, and Donnie won, she started posting stuff on her Instagram story of 90 some followers, right? As you do, you start raging. The first one was like a reel, and it was, whatever, scary orange man type reel, along the lines of shame on you if you voted for him, whatnot. And I'm like looking at it, I'm like, okay, like this seems like a subtweet, but so be it, right? She's got other family. And she's like, and then the next one, it was this big long thing. I'll read it because it's incoherent, basically, what is being said, right? This is a grown woman. What did she say?
She sent this to you, or she posted this?
Posted it on her story.
Okay.
But it gets better.
Okay.
So she said, if you voted for that, this is just text, right?
Okay.
This is her just posting it on her story. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. It was Wednesday. And it said, if you voted for that disgusting, disturbed human, we are not friends. We are not family. We are not friendly strangers. Without hesitation, I have cut off most and will continue for my and my kids' peace of mind. I have unfriended, I have deleted, I have blocked, and I will continue. This is not political. This is morality. This is ethical. This is for mental health. So she posts that, and I look at it, and part of me is like, am I being, is it my ego saying she's speaking to me?
Right.
Or is it she's just yelling into the void?
Right.
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 But kind of knowing her and how she acts, and if it's not her way, right, it's the highway type situation. I was kind of like, I took it as like it was towards me. So kind of sat with it. The next day I called my dad. And right, my dad voted the other way, right? He voted for Kamala, but that's because of he's worried, they're worried about the end of the world, right? Like with the transgenders and whatnot. My half sister, right, being transgender, they're worried about that, but whatever. We're not going to get into that. So I call him and I'm like, hey, Dad. And I could kind of tell it was quiet, right? Like calling him after work, talking about that. And then I kind of just asked him because I was going to go there for Thanksgiving. And I'm like, hey, like jokingly, I say, am I going to be welcome at Thanksgiving this year? And he kind of like, the awkward sigh, like laugh type thing. And he's like, I just don't know if it's best this year. Just, I don't want there to be an explosion type thing. And I'm like, I was pretty emotional by it, right? Because it's, your dad's telling you can't come to Thanksgiving. And I was just kind of taken aback and kind of had to, like, what are you talking? Like I get it, but the same hate that in her mind she voted against, right? She's spewing now, right? So we kind of, whatever, kind of wasn't a great conversation, kind of hung up, was really upset about it, had some text conversations with him. But then Saturday night, I get this text from Michelle, my stepmother. Well, shit, shouldn't have said that. I get a text from her. Whatever, it's fine. This is the text I get Saturday evening while I'm at my gay business partner's diaper party, right? So this is the party I'm at, and I get this text. You are blocked. There are consequences to your decisions and choices. This is what you voted for. Hopefully someday you can properly explain to Devin and River why you voted against their rights and women's rights. Best of luck and well wishes to you. And then I got a reel of this fucking Nick J. Fuentes talking about, I don't know, some whatever media Nazi type guy, right? Who's going to already vote that way. Talking about how, whatever, women aren't going to get the rights back. So
what, the right to kill babies?
I don't know.
Of course, they can't ever say exactly what they're talking about. It's always, dude, hey, you're not going to get anything good from me. Basically, what I'm hearing her say is that because you didn't vote the way I wanted, I'm going to fucking come between you and your dad. That's the consequences I heard. That really sucks, dude. I'm getting kind of pissed right now. I'm really fucking pissed. If someone came between me and, well, stuff has come between me and my dad, but if I don't think I could, like, my mom would never let anything come between me and her. There's no fucking way. If that would, is your heart broken? My heart would be broken.
I reached a low point on Sunday with it because I called my dad and like I try like and like I'm saying things to him because like his whole thing, he's like, I don't want, he's worried about, right, like, but the thing is he's worried about my half sister, right, who is transgender, and she's 17, but the thing is we have a good relationship, right, like that's the crazy part, but and she's scared because I think of, right, like my stepmom is posting these things about how, you know, it's the end of the world or whatnot, right?
Wait, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this real quick, Will. Is the thing that they're worried about Trump, the only thing Trump has said about transgenders that I know is that he's not going to let you start taking the drugs until you're 18. Other than that, I haven't heard any opinions on him regarding trannies. It's just like, hey, it's just you can't take. It's just like all other drugs. You just can't take the drugs until you're 18.
And it's I think a lot of it is just they're like, well, racists support him, and I'm like, well, racists support her, right? Or like it's just dumb shit. But I don't really know the rationale behind it. But there's also really no, like, there's no common sense behind, right? Like, okay, you're playing a board game and then you lose, and then you're just gonna kick the person out of the house, right? But the thing is like we weren't even the ones playing the board game. It was other people completely, and it is just, so yeah, it's not great, but I'm giving it, I'm taking the kind of the moral, I guess, high ground right now, and not trying to add fuel to the fire, and just trying to, you know, keep my relationship with my dad, because I could give a fuck about her.
My
stepmom.
I totally get it. I totally get it.
And like, you know, the thing is there was something like, there's stuff that I needed to talk to them both about in person. And I was planning on doing that in Thanksgiving, but now that's not going to happen. So, and she's blocked me, but I'm just going to send it, right, via text and via email, the stuff that I needed to send, and that might bring a little more clarity and light to the situation on whatnot, other family dynamics. But it's insane, right? Like, people are actually losing their minds over this.
Dude, did you see that some dude killed his wife and his kids because Trump won? Did you see that? It was in Wisconsin, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
He said the world's gone to shit, and he just killed himself and his whole family.
Well, and like, it's wild. And I feel, the thing is I feel bad for my dad, because I think he knows that she's, right, causing the problem and is the problem. And he's trying to take ownership of it and being like, no, I'm just trying to prevent a conflict from breaking out. But I kept asking him, I'm like, Dad, who would the explosion come from on Thanksgiving? And he wouldn't answer. He'd pivot. And then I'd be like, Dad, who would the explosion come from? And then he's just like, I don't know. And then when she blocked me, I wanted to respond. I'm like, well, I guess we know who the explosion would come from, right? Like, it's just nonsense.
Hey, is she a good cook?
No, I don't know. Not really. She always has a weird new diet. She's one of the people that always, you know, there's some dietary problem that's wrong, but somehow added sugar is never something that needs to be removed.
Hey, what state are they in?
A red state in the Midwest, Michigan.
Man, I am so sorry. My shit isn't that bad, but it's pretty bad. I mean, basically, I've been written out of the will on my dad's side. When I told my dad I was voting for Trump, you know, last election, he just walked out of the house. Someone in the comments, I can't remember who, said my family can't disown me because they want to be with the grandkids so bad, and that's how it is on my dad's side. Like, if I didn't have kids, my family probably would have disowned me too. It's crazy. It's absolutely wild.
And like, But like the
they
weird
got
thing,
they got nothing. They got nothing. They can't actually say anything.
well, and like what I don't get, right? Like is you like part of it, and I talked to my dad about this because me and my dad, right? Like he's the one who gave me a lot of the political beliefs that I have, right? About like we talked about capitalism, we talked about taxes and all this stuff, right? And then now, right? Like I understand why he voted the way he did, and it was a single vote issue, but also it's like it can't go the other way, right? Like, or why is it not going the other way? Just because she didn't get her way.
Hey,
Because I think
is your sister really a tranny? Like, or is it just a fake tranny?
I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know if I can answer that.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's just, I don't know.
Like there's no real goths. Do you know what I mean? There's no real there's no like it's you know, and 90% of the hippies weren't real hippies. You know what I mean? They got the pants and they drove in their Honda Acuras to the Grateful Dead concerts, and they put egg and mud in their hair to give themselves dreadlocks. It's not like they were living this free lifestyle 24/7 and they took on that look. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like if like there's guys here, you can tell they spend every day at the fucking beach, right? All they wear is board shorts. They have 3 surfboards and they're barefoot all the time, and they just surf, and they know everyone on the coast of the city. But
yeah,
but goths is just completely made up, right? It's just kids trying to fit in somewhere. And that's the scary part about the tranny thing. It's like that's not like a phase. That's a real gnarly phase, because the stuff that you have to do to fit in that phase is the way Taylor Self explained it to me is you have to become a drug addict. There's the drug addict component, and it's scary, man. And it's crazy to think, instead of having a parent that would help steer you away from that to give you reprieve until like you're 25, right? Like that's the goal, right? Keep your kids busy until they're like 25 and focused, so that they don't do make any irreversible choices.
Yeah, I do have to say though, this is the happiest and most social that she has ever been, right? Like is doing things and being around people. And I think part of it, like, I don't necessarily know if that's just like the crowd you find, right? You find your crowd and you kind of adapt. But like my dad and stepmom never really had, you know, like, you know, when you're growing up and your parents have friends over at the weekends and whatnot, they would never do it, right? Like, but they never force interaction with other kids or play dates, right? Like when you're young, your parents have to set those up for you. It's not just like you're gonna just happen naturally, right? So that just was never a thing. So but now like she's actually doing stuff. She's in theater and fucking does the whole thing.
Theater's a great place for trannies. That's where they should go, to the theater.
Yeah, but like it's just it is like I heard the reel, I heard you play it, and then it said the Thanksgiving thing, and I was like, holy shit! I'm like, that is to a T what's happened.
And look, Jedediah said my sister once posted, if you're not vaccinated, fuck off and die. I haven't seen her since. And that was the same thing. You know, there were family events that we were my wife and I were uninvited to. But actually one of the family events, because we refused to get swabbed or wear masks, they moved the family event outside. It was like a family reunion. And what was crazy is when we showed up, everyone had masks except us and our kids. And by the time it was over, 90% of the people had their masks off. It was pretty funny.
Sure.
But they moved the entire family reunion to a park because they didn't want us in their house.
I mean, that's it too. Like, that's a big reason why I didn't vote the way I did, like the other way, right? Is because of the response during 2021. And the fact that that's the party that went that way, right?
Yeah, I mean, all of that stuff, all of the, I mean, what the irony is, and I don't know if your stepmom will ever see it, but the irony is all the fucking racism and all the hatred and all the division comes from their side. All the fucking right wants is individual rights and equality. That's all they want. Hey, all we want is fucking equality. We're done with the equity stuff. We're done with like, hey, don't you think that, I mean, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but this boy thinks he's a girl, so he should get to go into the girls' bathroom. Sorry, dude. Like, you can't think you're a giraffe and climb into the giraffe cage at the zoo.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we have a civilization and it needs to operate, and it might not be perfect for everyone, but the playing field, it needs to be completely level, and they've completely fucked up the playing field.
I think, shit, I forgot.
I mean, you saw Bryan Cranston in that clip the other day, worried about people feeling bad, like, hey, we shouldn't have the American flag up because it makes some people feel bad. Like, what? Like, how the fuck is a civilization supposed to operate if that's your argument, that it's going to make some people feel bad?
Yeah.
Anyway, keep us posted. If you need a place to go for Thanksgiving, you're more than welcome to come to my house. It's always fun here. I'll even let you watch football or whatever you want on TV. I don't even watch TV on Thanksgiving. You can pick what you want.
I'd take that offer up, Sevy, but I think I'm going back home to Minnesota instead.
All right. You got any ex-girlfriends there that when you go back home that you call? What's that called? I used to have those when I was in school, in high school and college. Booty calls. You got any booty calls back there?
No, I got a girlfriend right now, so I wouldn't do that. But that was one of my favorite pastime activities, is looking on the dating apps right when you get back and see all the people from high school that wouldn't talk to you and then swipe. It was a good time.
Oh, I just had a list of phone numbers. I always tried to keep good relationships, so whenever I went back home, I had some booty calls.
There you go. All right. See you, Sevy.
All right. Bye. I forgot about that part in my life. That was a fun part in your life. You know, you go away to college and you come back and you call some girl you haven't talked to in 4 years and she's home from college. God, that shit was so fun. Aren't girls great? Jeremy, wait till your stepmom finds out your dad secretly voted for Trump. Yeah. No, Greg's not coming on. Sorry. Greg's not. If you're waiting for Greg, he's not coming on. Sorry. He called this morning. I talked to him. He said he's busy. And then we talked for a half hour. Could have been a show. So there's that. Let me see if there's any more money down here. No more money down here. Barry McCockner, I'm sure you got a ton of pussy. Dude, a ton. So fun. All nice girls. All cool girls. I'm having Marcus Capone on. And he did the podcast tour like 2 or 3 years ago. I think he did all the shows, Sean Ryan, Rogan. I didn't want to say maybe he did Rogan like 3 times. And he has a movie coming out. The movie's called In Waves of War. He might even be coming on tomorrow. And I watched this movie. It was so gnarly. I cried so many times. I watched it last night. Oh, he's coming on tomorrow night. I watched it last night. It's called it's not out yet. It's playing in film festivals. What's the name of it again? In Waves in War. In Waves in War. Dude, wow. Yeah, I had lots of black girlfriends. What do you mean? Did I bang any blacks then? The only demographic I was short on is I didn't have a lot of Asian girls for some reason. Some Indian girls. No Asians. Yeah, I loved black girls. They were cool. That was the first girl. Those were the first girls, though, that I ever dated that were like suspicious. Like it wasn't like they were thinkers. I was not a thinker. All the black girls I dated were always like thinkers. You know what I mean? Like they were always analyzing stuff. They kind of remind me of Dave Castro, always in analytical mode. And that shit was like, I'm barely able to do that shit now and understand what's going on now when people do that. But like you tell them something, they'd be like, why are you telling me that? I'm like, fuck. You were too weak. For Asian women, maybe. God, I had this black girlfriend in college. She was so fucking awesome. She had the most amazing name. And she won Miss California. And her body was so crazy. God, it was crazy. It was so crazy. It was like the first like buff girl. Like she was like stronger, more buff than me. It was crazy. It was like black version of Tia Toomey. That was like her body. It was she would not take no. Like whatever she wanted happened. I couldn't be like, she couldn't call and be like, come over, and I'd be like, well, I'm busy. It wasn't like that. I was like a pet. I felt like I was a pet. Like she could just make demands on me. I couldn't even, and she was crazy smart. She was like a fucking triple major. You hit Miss Callie? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know what happened to her. I bet you she got rich. Her parents were filthy rich. She actually, one of the crazy things that happened to her, she didn't even do drugs, and someone left mushrooms at her house, and then her house got raided. She was one of the few kids in college. She had her own apartment, and her shit got raided, or the cops came there, or her door was open. Maybe not raided. Maybe that's too harsh, but somehow the cops ended up in her house and found mushrooms at her house that someone had left there, and she got in trouble for it. I felt so bad for her. It caused so much fucking like just headache for her. Pull her picture up. How about fuck you? Let's call her. How about eat a dick? Thank you. Thank you. Where are we? Yeah. I don't know why that pissed me off so much. I was playing something. What was I playing? Oh, I was playing something. I get when Plumber called about Thanksgiving. Here we go. Let's finish this. No, she's not a single mom now. No.
You recommend just from a psychological standpoint, being around them. We got the holidays coming up.
It's completely fine to not be around those people and to tell them why, to say, I have a problem with the way that you voted because it went against my very livelihood and I'm not going to be around you this holiday. I need to take some space for me.
I'm offended by that lady. That lady's hair is disgusting, by the way.
Yep, people are taking some space in the Waters household. I'll have you know that I was not invited to my mother's house for Thanksgiving. Apparently, there wasn't enough room. She said it was a scheduling situation, and then at the last second invited me to come over on Black Friday. I told her, no thanks, I'll be at Best Buy. The Democratic Party.
Can you fucking believe that? So Jesse Waters talks about it every once in a while about how his mom's a liberal, and she didn't fucking invite him over. I do stuff with all everyone I know who's it's kind of funny. All my liberal friends I still call and I talk to and I'm still friends with, and pretty much all my family members. Like I don't avoid them at all because of the issues. But what's interesting is I would say more than half of my liberal friends in the last 24 months have flipped. They don't flip. They haven't flipped like I flipped. Like, what did you say? I drank the Kool-Aid. Like I'm fucking balls deep in Trump, but I just love the guy. But I think they voted Trump. One of my buddies I talk to all the time, complete fucking libtard. And I'm pretty sure, and his wife's always posting. Haley always tells me that his wife's always posting stuff for Kamala. But when I talk to my buddy, we're like, so we just are so, he was never into politics. I've kind of beat it into him the last 3 or 4 years. And the way Greg did to me. And boy, he's so fucking excited. He's so excited. He got this note. He called me yesterday. Let me see if I can pull up. He got this note from his school, from his kid's school. Let me see if I can pull it up. If I can find it. Oh, here it is. He got this note from his kid's school. It says, "Dear parents and guardian, we are pleased to inform you that your student will have the opportunity to participate in Puberty Talk Day." His kid's 10. His kid is 10. We didn't talk about puberty until I was in the 8th grade at school. It was in biology class. A 5 or 6 hour health education course developed by Health Connected. Health Connected. I should Google that and see what the fuck that is. Puberty Talk complies with California Education Code 51933 and meets the California Health Education content standards for growth, development, and sexual health. The kid's fucking 10. Am I out of my mind, or is that's too early, right? Trusted adults and age-appropriate resources. That's what they're claiming they have. Gender identity, expression, and attraction. I don't need anyone at the fucking school talking to my kid about gender identity or expression and attraction at 10 years old. Like, what? Pat's like, this isn't real. Pat Lang's like, this isn't real. You're such a prude. This isn't real. He's not even sure which angle to attack me on, I bet. He's either like, should I say it's not real, or should I say, no, it's fine. Don't be a prude. Human bodies and reproduction. Physical and emotional puberty changes. I don't want you talking to my kids about that. Wellness, hygiene, and self-care. Like, what the fuck do you know about fucking hygiene and self-care? Consent, boundaries, and personal safety. Healthy and unhealthy friendships. An anonymous pre- and post-assessment will be admitted at the beginning and end of the course. These surveys will assess the student's knowledge on the health topics listed above. Dude, I don't need the student fucking assessed. I need the teachers assessed, as well as student comfort and confidence communicating about these topics with peers and trusted adults. Trusted adults? Fuck you. Here's the conversation it should go with your kids. Listen, this is how it goes with your kids. You're in the shower and your kid runs in the bathroom and he's like, "Hey, can I watch TV while you're in the shower?" And you're like, "No." And then your kid goes, "Jesus, is my penis going to look like that?" And you're like, "Yeah." And you're like, "When?" And then you're like, "When you go through puberty." And they're like, "What's that?" And then you say, something that happened, your hormone shift. It's when you start turning to a man and hair starts growing on you and shit and your dong gets big. They're like, "Man, that looks horrible." You're like, "Yeah, you'll deal with it. Everyone deals with it." That's it. Right there. That's it. I have this stick of deodorant and from Doc Spartan. And my kid's like, "Can I wear that?" I'm like, "No, deodorant's horrible for you. Never wear that shit." But I see you wear it. How often? I don't know, like once a month. I said, "Yeah, like if I stink and I'm going somewhere, I'll wear it." That's it. That's puberty talk. You're watching TV with them, an animal show, and they see fucking two zebras fucking. They're like, "What are they doing?" "Oh, they're making a baby." "No shit." "Yeah." And then you just answer the questions they ask. "That's the boy on the back?" "Uh-huh." And then if you need to, you pull up a video or a picture and show the ovaries and the fallopian tube and the eggs being made, and you show the sperm hitting the egg at some point. Give them a little biology lesson. That's it. Keep it strictly fucking biological. Gender fucking identity. Fuck you. That's basically just brainwashing of your kid. That's just them introducing imaginary ideas to your kid as if they were real. As if they were real. Do you have any deodorant? Yes. Aerosol. No, it's from my armpits. I used to use aerosol like in the 8th grade or 9th grade or whatever. I had a green can of I had this green can of, like, I think it was Old Spice spray. And these two girls, there were these twins that I really liked at school. The Hilly sisters. And one of them one time told me I smelled like their grandfather. Fucking broke me. Just broke me. They could have said anything. It would have broke me. Such an insecure little twat. My 5-year-old knows, Trish, my 5-year-old knows more about women's reproduction than his dad. I'm just honest with him. When he asks about what I'm doing when I'm changing a tampon or anything I'm doing with my pregnancy. Yeah, if they see that shit, then yeah. But I keep that shit. I would just keep that shit just raw and real. Mom, why are the fucking bloody sheets in the sink? Well, because I was shedding my uterine liner. It happens once a month. Huh? What? Man, so Jesse Waters' mom won't let him come over for Thanksgiving. That is nuts, dude. Poor Jesse. I like him. Hey, is that dude from the Breakfast Club going through a is this guy going through a transition? Doesn't this guy look like he's transitioning to a woman? I've thought that for a couple of years now. The CTHA God. Charlemagne the God, you talking about yourself, nigga? This is why no one takes Charlemagne or any of these other rats serious. Well, let's hear what he has to say.
I think that she should keep calling Donald Trump a fascist. And I think that Americans need to keep looking at the rhetoric of Donald Trump, because I don't know why we're even thinking about electing somebody who's talking about putting people in camps. I don't know why we're talking, or why we want to elect somebody who's talking about mass deportation. I don't know why we're having this conversation about somebody who wants to terminate the Constitution. Don't y'all find it strange?
The mass deportation is of illegal aliens who've come to this country and are stealing healthcare money, robbing stores, raping children. That's why. And what has he done that's fascist? God, this guy's such a scumbag. Anyway, this is him now. That was then. This is him now, a week later.
Is that now that he's won, they're not calling him a threat to democracy. They're not calling him a fascist. I mean, damn, on Monday. They're not calling him anything.
They can't.
On Monday, they was just calling him that. I would think that, if you really believe that, then...
Not they, bitch. You were calling him that.
Somebody's speech would be about how America effed up and how things are about to be really bad. Even that man
He's the most powerful man in the world now.
It just makes you wonder how much of it did they really believe, or how much of it was just politics. I think that she should...
Plantation brother. He's a plantation brother. A PB. I just coined that term. Anyone can use that. Plantation brother. God, what a fucking cuck. How does anyone listen to him? When's he going to go away? He should just pull the trigger. We're going to find out he's going to end up marrying Caitlyn Jenner. What did Caitlyn's name used to be? The Jenner guy? When he was an Olympian? Oh, Bruce Jenner. Those guys, the they thems are running their own psyops now, acting like none of it happened, acting like that they weren't part of it. Why was the media saying this? And then there's the clip of him saying it. I don't know why this moved me so much. Ready? I'm going to play this like 10 times so you don't have to get it the first time.
The Bible says in Ezekiel 19:2, "What a lioness was your mother among lions." The enemy hates children because they are a true gift from God. The enemy hates mothers because Eve is created mother of the living. It's mother who gives birth to Jesus. Because if the enemy can convince a single woman that children are a burden, he stops her from becoming a lioness.
Dude, imagine convincing someone. Imagine fucking convincing someone. I have those friends that refer to their kids as burdens. It's crazy to me. I've sacrificed so much for my kids, or honey, I watched them last night. Can you watch them tonight? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What is going on with these fucking parents?
Bible says in Ezekiel 19:2, "What a lioness was your mother among lions." The enemy hates children because they are a true gift from God. The enemy hates mothers because Eve is created mother of the living. It's mother who gives birth to Jesus. Because if the enemy can convince a single woman that children are a burden, he stops her from becoming a lioness. The Bible says in Ezekiel 19,
I was man, that one, for some reason, that one really Pat, they don't really think that. They're just whiners. They love them. Fair enough. I was thinking about how I was thinking about how fearless my mom and my wife are. It's crazy how fearless they are. It's weird. It's like a paradox. It's so unprecedented, their fear, and what they, if you push them up against something that they believe in, or they're not going to let happen, and yet it's so subtle. I never see it. It's not like they don't wear it. They're never posturing, and yet if you push up against it, you're fucked. Like when my wife was like, "No, we're not going to the family reunion if they're going to make us wear masks." I'm like, "I don't mind as long as the kids don't have to wear masks." She's like, "No, I'm not wearing masks in front of my kids." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, if you push up against it, yeah, my mom, my sister, and my wife, it's crazy how fearless they are. If you just push up against it, you'll see it, but they never wear it. It's not like a guy's fearlessness where like somehow he's got like some bravado. And their love is like that too. They don't feel any need to. They don't feel any need to dress their love in passion. Their love just is. There's no skirt on their love. There's no makeup. There's no posturing of their love. They don't have to prove their love. Like when I see my mom and my sister and my wife loving on their kids, or it's so pure. It's not. It's not dressed up. It's not for show. It's a selflessness. It's a love you get when there's selflessness. I see my mom teaching the boys piano. It's like my mom's not even there. It's just love is there. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. For some reason, this one really got me.
2, "What a lioness was your mother among lions." The enemy hates children because they are a true gift from God. The enemy hates mothers because Eve is created mother of the living. It's mother who gives birth to Jesus. Because if the enemy can convince a single woman that children are a burden, he stops her from becoming a lioness. The Bible says,
if I wanted to destroy a kid, I would sexualize a kid. That would be the first thing I would do outside of killing them. I mean, I don't know how. I can't think of a better plan. I mean, it's the same with black people too. I can't think of a better plan that's being enacted than the plan the left has for kids and black people. I mean, if I really fucking hated someone, and really, like, more than hated them, if I wanted them to suffer deeply. And I think their army is like oblivious. I don't think their army even knows. Like when Plumber talks about his stepmom, like she doesn't even know that she's the hands of the fucking, she's the tool of the fucking hatred being expressed towards kids. It's nuts. Introduce that fucking poison into your kid's head. You're out of your fucking gourd. Pat, I'm going to need you to fact check this. I'm struggling with this. This one I'm really struggling with, if it's true or not, but I like it. I'm okay. My daughter is going through puberty, and the amount of reassurance and support she needs right now is intense. Yeah, was it like that for you too? Growing up? Hey. Good morning.
Seve.
Hey.
Hey, speaking of talking to your kids, my oldest daughter and I was watching the Rogue Invitational this weekend, and she asked me why Kiki was so strange.
Oh, hold on one second.
Can we just have an open dialogue to all?
Hold on one second. Okay, your daughter was watching the Rogue Invitational, and she was tripping on Kiki's face.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So go say that
Okay,
again.
yeah. My oldest daughter just asked why Kiki looked so strange, and it got me thinking about having an open dialogue with you for any of your listeners to let them know if the case they're thinking about these lip injections and Botox and stuff. And I see like Brooke Entz and Danny Spiegel. Like, you don't find any of those people. You must live around out in California. You don't find any of it attractive. But here in New Hampshire, we don't have any of that stuff going on yet.
Let me say this though. I think Brooke's like letting herself turn back into a normal looking woman again.
That's just because you're listening to what she has to say, because she's speaking good truth now. But no, she isn't.
I don't know. I'm looking. Really, I feel like I see her more and more without makeup. Oh yeah, here's one where she doesn't look human.
That's the red stuck in. Yeah, that's just you hearing the red pill stuck in her throat. You loving that, so you're hearing what she has to say now.
Oh, here, let me play this. Let me play this one. Here, this one. Let me just look at this. She looks normal here.
For random workouts or build.
Let me see. There.
Not the way you reach your goals. If you are serious.
Let me see if I can find. There she looks normal there, right?
Watching it because I'm on the phone, so I'm not watching it.
But I guess some more recent.
You know what I'm trying to say. My point is, my daughter's 8.
Oh, I wonder if I can do this. Wow, look at this move. Holy shit, I need to try that. Yeah, I not gonna lie, every time Kiki came on the screen, I was tripping. Like every time, because I think what's happening is she doesn't look human to me, so I'm tripping on it. Like one time I was filming and a guy pulled up and ran over 5 people and killed 5 people. But anyway, when I was looking at the dead people and their heads were spun around on their torsos and their arms were spun around, I remember my brain was doing some really fucking weird shit because I was having trouble understanding that those were once humans like 1 second earlier. It was so weird what my brain was doing. I couldn't fathom them as ever being alive, even though I saw those people alive 1 second before they were run over by this car. And that's how I feel when I look at Kiki. My brain is like, I can't tell exactly what I'm looking at. I'm not processing it. I'm not.
Yeah, has ever looked better to you that has gotten that work done? To me, I don't see anyone that looks better. They look older. They don't look younger. And any of your listeners in the chat, I hope that they understand that if they're thinking about getting it done.
It looks like fetish stuff. You know who else's wife I just trip on is Donald Trump Jr.'s wife. When she's on stage, I'm thinking like, did she just walk off the set of The Joker or something? Like, I don't even see her as. I don't know what she's done to her face.
Right. And how's this going to play out in 20 years? What's it going to do to them? All these chemicals under their skin. Do we even know that yet?
No. Hey, I think that there's a really, really close connection between the plastic surgery movement and the tranny movement. Like, I think all of that stuff, those huge alterations that people do to their bodies like that, there's somehow like it could be explained with like some 50 cent psychological analysis that it's the same thing. It's some sort of a slippery slope that people go on trying to find happiness on the outside, and it just turns into a slippery slope of turning themselves into something weird. I mean, even Sylvester
Agreed.
Stallone. Look at. I mean, I shouldn't. The men do it too. Or
Yeah, Zac Efron.
Yeah, like what the fuck are they doing to their faces?
Pull up Zac Efron from 20 years ago or 10 years ago and look at him today. It's mind blowing what happened to him. Looks like his face got hit by a frying pan. Real handsome dude.
Zac Efron images. I don't see any
before and after.
Oh, okay. Let me see before and after. Let me type in before and after. I wonder.
And yeah, hey, don't let your kids use deodorant. No one uses deodorant anymore. Nobody. So there's no need for that.
Yeah, I won't.
If you're eating clean, you don't need deodorant. And hey, do you guys have a work email, US Souza, that you give out publicly? I clipped your eulogy to Brett. I did one longer one with the kind of the mean part at the end, and the one without that. Can I email that to you? It's too big to send in a DM.
Yeah, Sevon Matosian at Gmail.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the
all right.
Like this picture. Oh God, I don't see anywhere. Oh yeah, this one is getting weird. Oh yeah, something's happened to him.
Oh, it's fillers.
Is that really him too? Is he on human growth hormone? Holy shit. Oh yeah, he's on all sorts of shit. God, he looks like some CrossFit Games athletes. Yeah, that's sad. I don't think you can come back from that either. I don't know about the stuff whatever Kiki's done to her face. I don't know if you come back from that. But yeah, it's a weird one.
Mm-hmm. Just that's all. I'll let you go. Thanks, Evie. Hey, great show yesterday with Souza.
Okay, thank you. I don't remember it, but yes, thank you.
The affiliate show.
Oh, wasn't that crazy? I was so proud.
Yeah.
I was so proud. I'm so proud of that show. Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
I'm gonna go back again and try to cry. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I don't know what these girls are doing. Kiki's so fucking hot too. I don't know why. I don't know what that is. Doc Spartan makes great deodorant. There you go. What? I use deodorant. I don't know anyone. I don't think my wife uses deodorant. Andrew doesn't use deodorant. He doesn't even use soap. I don't know anyone who uses deodorant. I don't think my sister uses deodorant. I can't imagine my wife using deodorant. There's no fucking way. Oh yeah, I've seen coconut oil. There's coconut oil on our bathroom sink for sure.
Hello, you reached Haley. Leave a message.
Get to the bottom of this. What do they think? I have to find out if she believes in God and if she uses deodorant. I don't know. Maybe Kiki feels. Maybe people feel like they have to do that because they're in the public eye. I don't know. Okay, where were we? Oh, Pat, are you here? This is important. Okay. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
What is he done? Hey,
Do you wear deodorant?
do I own it?
No. Do you wear? Oh yeah. Do you own it?
I do have a stick, like for emergencies, but I don't know the last time I put it on.
Oh, okay. So you don't, because you never
that's a
smell
good
like
thing.
anything to me, except you just smell like you.
No.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
What brand of deodorant do you have?
I don't even know. I got it at New Leaf.
Oh. It's probably
A
like
long time ago.
It was like in a brown box or something. You thought it was okay to use.
Yeah, exactly. Said non-cancer causing deodorant.
Hey, is there a steak on the stove?
Unfortunately, we don't have any steak, but there are some scrambled eggs
Oh, okay. All
left nice and cold for you.
All right, just the way I like them. Thank you.
Are you finishing up, or you can stay on for 2 more hours?
No, I'm gonna another half hour or something.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm leaving in like 20 minutes.
Okay, I'll try to come out before you leave.
Okay.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
No deodorant. Okay. This. Pat, are you here? Did you leave? this, Pat. This is, we have to study this. We have to find out if this is true.
Fast forward years later, Tupac is dating one of the daughters. I think it was Khadijah.
Yep.
You know, Mike and Quincy was tight.
Right.
Michael Jackson watched Quincy Jones' daughters grow up. Tupac comes out the party, disrespecting Khadijah, like, bitch, shut up, come on, shut the fuck up and get in the car. Mike stepped to him, yo, you can't talk to her like that. He was like, Mike, mind your fucking business. Mike was like, fuck no, that's like my niece. You ain't gonna just talk to her like that. Michael Jackson and Tupac start rumbling. Michael Jackson beat his ass. They said Tupac loved to fight, but he can't fight.
Tupac and Michael.
Tupac and Michael Jackson.
Now,
You gotta remember, number one, Mike came up in the house with how many brothers? Do you got brothers?
No.
You ain't got brothers. You got brothers? Okay, so I have 4 brothers. That's how I learned how to fight. Fast forward years later.
So, yeah, for sure Tupac was gay, but David, but do you think Michael Jackson beat him up? Whooped his ass? Oh, and then they fucked. Crazy. I hope that story's true. I want to believe that story. So want to believe that story. Oh, Pat Lang. All right. Pat had to vote. He would say it's on the side of truth. Tupac was a pussy. I believe it. All right. Tupac. Yeah. Probably why Tupac was killed. Did he knew he'd spill the beans? I mean, I could totally see Tupac coming out of the closet. Like I could see him like being like, "Fuck you, I don't care." You remember that show? It took place in Baltimore. It had Stringer Bell in it, and the best character in there was Omar. What was the name of that show? There was a gangster in there who wore a trench coat and carried a shotgun. His name was Omar, and he was gay. He was awesome. He was my favorite character. I was so excited every time Omar came on the screen. It was like when the Cookie Monster or Oscar the Grouch, or when the trolley car and Mr. Rogers would come out, or Snuffleupagus on Sesame Street. I would get that excited. Or when the Incredible Hulk would turn into the Incredible Hulk, from the old show, Bill Bixby. Bruce Banner would turn into the Incredible Hulk, and you get all excited as a little kid. That's how excited. The Wire, thank you. That's how excited. Did you used to get that excited when Omar would come on the screen, Pat? God, Omar, agree. Yeah, Omar, you just knew. You're like, oh, shit. Pause this. I'm going to go take a pee and really enjoy this. Yeah, Omar was awesome. I think he died. I think Omar died. Yeah. God, that was so good. Omar was great. You were just like, oh, shit, some bad shit's going to happen. The Wire. That was my first, loved Omar. Yeah, that was my first love of I'm trying to think if there's any other gay characters in TV that I loved. I guess I don't watch a lot of TV with gay characters, but man, that was amazing. Omar was great, wasn't he? You were just like, shit, this is the best part of the show. You kind of watch the whole show just for the Omar parts. It's kind of like I'm watching Dexter now, and it's like there's certain storylines like I just don't give a fuck about. Like they're just filler. Like I don't give a fuck about the fucking sisters, who the sisters fucking. Like I'd like Jesus, just bring Omar on screen and have him blast some bitches. The truth is, eating beaver, Sevon pausing and peeing is kind of gay. The truth is this. Every time we watch, because I've been watching a lot of Dexter, and my wife's watching it with me, and every time I get up and pee, she pauses it for me. It's like probably like it affirms that like I'm the man of the house. It's crazy. I didn't realize it because I don't ask her to pause it, but she pauses it. I'm like, yeah, I'm the fucking man. Pause that shit till I come back. Oh. I mean, I don't say that to her, but just sharing it with you guys. Oh, he overdosed? Really? In real life, Omar overdosed? Jesus criminy. God. Instagram. I'm having the most fun on Instagram that I've had in a long time.
The craziest parts of exit polling from this election is showing that young men under 30 majority voted for Trump. But get this, young women under 30 shifted 11 points away from the Democrat Party, from Joe Biden to Kamala Harris, voting instead for Donald Trump. 11 points in one election. And since the mainstream media is exceptionally confused as to how this possibly could have happened, blaming it on all those uneducated women.
White women who voted about 52%, right, for Donald Trump. Uneducated white women, is my understanding.
Speaking as a woman working on her second master's degree right now, let's unpack that a little bit, shall we? Because it's incredibly obvious to me how such a massive swing could happen in just one election cycle. When you compare and contrast the ideal...
When you hear educated, do you just hear indoctrinated? That's all I hear. As soon as I hear educated, I just hear indoctrinated. Like substanceless people.
Reality for American women being propagated by the left, and the ideal reality for American women being shared by the right. On the left, you are asking women to applaud and champion feminism when feminism means men taking over women's athletic championships, sorority houses, beauty pageants, and Woman of the Year awards.
Yeah, how do you explain that? So let's say you hate Trump. How do you explain that that's Woman of the Year and that lady, that, I don't know what the fuck you call that, Rachel Levine, was in charge of, what was she? She was the fucking Assistant Secretary of Health? And you're upset at, and you're, so let's say you're totally right. Let's say you're totally fucking right and Trump was the wrong call. But how could you be mad at me for not judging that? How could you not be like, you know what, Sevon, I understand. It's obese. It has some it's very unattractive. It did some things that were very questionable during COVID and got a lot of seniors killed in Pennsylvania. Putting something like this in charge of the nation's health on the cover, I totally understand why you think that would be a bad choice. I mean, at least you could give me that. At least you could give me that. And you could be like, and I can understand why you're struggling that this was considered Woman of the Year when it's really a man. But sit down, let's go for a cup of coffee and I'll talk to you. It's not like it's some fucking way out there fucking idea to be disgusted by this thing. It's not even like a little bit out there. It's not a little bit out there to be like, hey, why is the person who's in charge of the nation's health or has a significant role in the nation's health confused about its sexuality and obese and getting people killed during COVID? None of us are like, holy shit, you're a fucking moron for not liking Trump. Us West Coast guys are like, yeah, I understand how he could be rub you the wrong way. But let me tell you some things about Trump. You're concerned about his treatment of gays? Well, did you know that he had all the negative talk about gays taken out of the RNC's playbook? Did you know that the highest appointed ever government official was done by Donald Trump and it was a gay man? Did you know that the highest military general at the time that he was president that was appointed was gay, was by Trump? Shit like that. Or was a black guy? Whatever. I don't know. Parsing it out how you want. It's just crazy.
You are telling women it's more empowering to have a voluntary hysterectomy or to get your tubes tied than to possibly fall pregnant, where you will literally die in a Trump America. On the left, you are helping young women of any age in childhood to escape womanhood entirely by...
Holy shit, dude.
by pushing for child gender transition and handing out free testosterone at places like Planned Parenthood. On the left, you're telling women that the most empowering things they can do for themselves, shared by the largest women's podcasts on the face of the planet, are to cheat on their boyfriends. Certainly, you should never plan on getting married because that's the ultimate way to smash the patriarchy. So be lonely and miserable forever and never, ever, ever, ever have kids, ever. Compare that with the message of empowerment the American right is sharing with women today. Despite what the media may have told you, you can be an entrepreneur or a stay-at-home mom or both because they're not mutually exclusive. You should be rooted in a beautiful foundation of faith for your family that gives you something to be hopeful for. You should eat real food instead of processed crap and take care of yourself to be truly body positive by...
Think about that too. The left's telling you to eat fake fucking meat, processed meat. And the right's telling you just to eat fucking local meat. Damn, I'd never thought of that. Like that. God, every way you skin the cat, they are fucked up.
working out instead of allowing
Instead of accepting who you are, go to the doctor and get drugs and surgery to have yourself changed.
yourself to become 450 pounds. It's a beautiful thing to pledge your life in service to another person as he does for you and embrace a covenant marriage for the rest of your life instead of waiting around for a text from some guy you just matched with on a dating app. You should want to have babies because having children is a beautiful, life-giving, purposeful experience unmatched by anything else on earth. And men shouldn't be taking over your sports, your dorm rooms, your sorority houses, your award ceremonies, your bathrooms, or anything in between. So I'm no scientist, because I quite literally am by education. Tell me, from your perspective, which one of these blueprints is actually more empowering for women? And please, I beg of you, leftist media, keep peddling this message because women everywhere are waking up to what is truly a better future for that thing that you seem to still not know the definition of.
This chick's hot, right? Like she hadn't had any work done on her? Her little eyebrows fixed up? Damn, she's good. Pull up the Biden-Trump handshake. Is that recent? Is that recent? You should want to have babies. I agree, Pat. Women should want to have babies. Very well said. You should want to have babies. That is a you should want to. You should want to have babies. If you're a woman. Doesn't mean you have to. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you if you don't. Maybe. Graciano Rubio, I'm so surprised young people in high school and college during COVID are growing up to reject the party of shutdowns. Huh. That's sarcasm, right? I know it's an oversimplification, but it's pretty funny how much we squabble so that we can fart and dump around the same sex. Don't let anyone tell you how to live. Also, you should want to have babies. What do I Google? Biden-Trump handshake. Biden-Trump handshake. Biden greets Trump with handshake in Oval Office meeting. Oh. It says Biden and Trump did not shake hands. Oh, that's from June. Sky News, U.S. President greets his successor. Oh, Donald Trump. Oh, here we go. God, Australia's on. The Sky News is good, man. They're on top of this shit. They're on top of this shit better than let's see. Oh shit, we gotta watch this whole ad. Oh shit, it's a Rogue ad. Wow. Rogue has ads like this? This is crazy.
Greeted President-elect Trump with a handshake in the Oval Office meeting. Each have pledged a smooth transition from Democrat to Republican. Biden has apparently told Trump he looks forward to a peaceful transition. Trump, President-elect, says politics is tough, but it isn't his world. It's a nice world today, he says. So President Biden and President-elect Trump have met at the Oval Office again. They've shaken hands. I think we can bring you that image.
Oh, please show the video.
Oh, there we go. Slightly strange angle. But there they are in front of a roaring fire in Washington today. And there are the pair sitting side by President and Day. I think we...
Former President, thank you. Donald, congratulations. Thank you. And
wow.
Former President, thank you. Donald, congratulations. Thank you. And looking forward to having a, like we said, a smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So, good. Welcome. Welcome back.
And, thank you very much. And politics is tough, and it's in many cases not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today, and I appreciate it very much. A transition that's so smooth, it'll be as smooth as it can get.
Taking a page from the Kamala word salad playbook, Mr. Donald Trump. It'll be smooth. It'll be as smooth as it can get. Did he say transition? What happened to Tim Walz? Is he just getting drunk at a gay bar? Damn. 2028 Democratic hopefuls are secretly trying to build momentum as the party looks to rebound. Jeez. Here's a fun one. Ready to get dark? Disney and Pixar animator accused of paying for rape of children. You can't even believe this shit actually happens. This guy paid money to direct. So I guess how it works. This is some crazy shit from reading this article. You pay money. I guess it's on the dark web, whatever that means, and you can pick people on the screen and have them have sex. And he picked adults and minors to do just fucking crazy shit. The demonic, sick, and perverted spirit is rampant. This evil must be stopped. We fight this battle every day and will not relent. We will not leave any rock unturned. USA demented corporations continually turning a blind eye as they hire to promote sick people to engage with children through content or direct contact. Let me see if I can find the father of two boys appeared in parish criminal court on Tuesday on charges of complicitly repeated rapes and sexual assaults on minors, human trafficking, and child pornography offenses. So you pay money, and then they stream to your device the raping of children live. The victims in the Philippines ranged in age from as young as 3 to 15. It's a fucking disgusting story. But what's crazy is it doesn't surprise me at all that it's fucking somehow affiliated with Disney and Pixar and kids' films. It's crazy. Absolutely fucking nuts. Imagine there's shit I won't even click on the web. Like there's shit that pops up in my browser or just anywhere and I'm like, fuck, I ain't clicking that, or text messages. I'm not clicking that. Imagine going out of your way. First of all, imagine having the desire, but imagine there's two things here. Having the craving for such fucking insane shit that hurts other people and not being able to suppress it or do something else instead. but then also acting on it, thinking that you're not going to get caught. I did see that some kid's toy was released and there was a porn site posted, link posted on the back of it. That shit's nuts. I don't even know what Wicked Dolls was, but I saw that story report yesterday. Mattel is pulling all these dolls off the shelves because there's a fucking porn site domain printed on the box that's being sold to kids. I can't recall a single case where the president-elect visited the White House of the losing party soon after the election. I'm really wondering if Joe is trying to make some sort of deal with Trump to punish the Democrats, but also get some favor for himself and his son. And if he is trying to do that, I respect that. Like, fuck, I would be so worried if I was Joe about my son. I'd be so worried. Dude, I saw the craziest story yesterday. So there's an acquaintance of mine, someone I've made acquaintance with before in the past. Oh, I don't know if I should tell this story, how I can tell it. There's just a lot of shit I think that's going to unravel around the Hunter Biden scenario. I think that there's some shit going on there that the CIA and the FBI are involved in. The CIA, when the FBI was investigating Hunter Biden, the CIA intervened several times and said, don't interview that person, don't interview that person. And when you hear that makes the little fucking antlers go up, being like, why would the CIA tell the FBI not to interview someone? And it's probably my first thought is that they're probably operatives, right? They probably work for the CIA. But if I was Joe, I'd be fucking kissing Trump's ass big time. Look at this. I don't know how old this is.
I'm taking a video, bro. Hold on. I got pictures. Fuck. Yep.
Look at that. That's a truck that's a step side. And those are the walls of the bed.
Oh, wait.
There's people in there. It's a dually step side.
I'm taking a video, bro. Hold on.
I'm taking a video. Is that how a video? Because Mexicans, the V and the B, they switch that shit around different than we do, than the whiteys. So he says video. I'm taking a video, bro. They don't say v. Video. I'm taking a video, bro.
I got pictures. Fuck. Yep.
The people don't even move. They're just like, shit. What the fuck is going on? I never understood the step side truck either. I never understood it either. I mean, theoretically, right? It's so that you can step up. It's got the wedge, so you can step up and get. But it's still like, dude, you don't think that's a dually and a step side, isn't it? A dually step side. Do they make dualies that aren't step sides? Anyway, I would love to see how they got those people in there. Talk about being claustrophobic. Did the head of FEMA get fired? Dude, they put the governor of Idaho So Idaho did 0 COVID. Idaho did no COVID. COVID nada. Is it Idaho or South Dakota? Is it South Dakota governor? Oh, South Dakota. Christy Nome, yeah. South Dakota. I think South Dakota did no COVID. 0. None. Like it didn't even happen. I think South Dakota, Olivia, Idaho also banned the COVID-19 vax recently, but I think South Dakota was just like fuck you. Like I think it was just completely nothing. No masks, no rules, no school closures, and Trump picked the governor as head of Homeland Security. God, it's gonna be crazy. I'm so excited. This is gonna be so fun to watch. It's like the end of the movie where all the good shit happens.
After FEMA botched its Hurricane Helene response, Democrats got on their soapbox and blasted everybody who criticized the agency. Remember?
Donald Trump is literally putting lives at risk right now by doing what he's doing. If you can't trust FEMA and trust basic...
If you can't trust FEMA, if you can't trust authority, by the way, that is the argument for climate change. It's never it's all Kamala talk. It's never the stats. It's never the facts. It's never pointing at anything of substance. It's like you have to trust the authorities. If you can't trust FEMA,
weather reports, for example, which he's questioned in the past.
Now, unfortunately, tragically, quite frankly, it is politicized.
Before Hurricane Milton has even made landfall, the former president is already, and for the second time in almost as many weeks, politicized the federal response.
The only person making an accusation that people are not getting what they've asked for is Trump, falsely claiming that the administration is withholding resources because of political affiliation. That is just not true.
Turns out the only ones politicizing the hurricane was FEMA. And that misinformation the left warned you about was true. According to a bombshell report by the Daily Wire, a FEMA manager told relief workers in Florida to not help homes with Trump signs. Internal messages obtained by the Daily Wire shows the list of rules for FEMA canvassers. Rule number 2, avoid homes advertising Trump. So after FEMA confirmed...
It's written right there. Dude, seriously, just double barrels, Pat. Give it to me. Just give it to me. Do you think, can you see someone on the right doing that? Can you imagine me or you or anyone in this chat not helping someone because they have a fucking Kamala sign in their yard? Another BS report, not a FEMA manager, just some idiot. Okay, I'll give you that. Fine. Okay. Let's play the rest. But I really want you to think, can you that's fine. Okay, let's play the end of it and then we'll come back to this. I could not imagine doing anything to hurt someone or go out of my way to not help someone who needed help because they voted for Kamala. I just can't. That's I can't, and I don't know any of my righty friends who would either. I mean, my righty friends employ are so good to so many fucking libtards in their inner circle. It fucking pains me.
Confirmed that the messages were real, Director Deanne Criswell fired the employee and called her messages reprehensible. In response, the fired FEMA manager told Primetime that this wasn't an isolated incident. And quote, FEMA has made me a patsy. Last month, after FEMA botched its Hurricane Helene.
The manager told Fox that it's not an isolated incident. Brady, you misspelled cuck. I don't. Fine. No, I don't know anyone that would do that. Do that, losers. But did you see the text that went back to the black people about slaves now after the election? Who did that? Yeah, I would like to talk about that too. Who do you think did that? Some of my liberal friends sent me that. Who do you think did that? That's a great question. Who do you think did that? I seriously cannot imagine any, like, all the conservative people I know are so fucking nice. I'd like to stand somewhere and just watch people hold doors open for people and see what the ratio is of conservatives to liberals. Just like, you know what I mean, at the entrance of a department store or something. Thank you. The feds. Thank you. The feds, Pat. Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not, Pat, but if it's the feds or not, but I would say that the guy who did the slave text is similar to the person that did the FEMA text. They're all the same loser. I just see it more as I don't trust anything. I don't trust any, just like you're saying that wasn't a manager, fine, but it was someone who worked there who had some authority and it was written down. So they clearly weren't afraid, which is just once again crazy brazen. Why would you write that down? The level of stupidity. Do you remember when Citibank a few years ago had that written down? Don't lend money to people with the last name IAN in Los Angeles. Like, why would you write that down? Like, how? Where are we in society? I mean, the left, I guess, has just made it okay just to be racist. What a tricky way to be racist too. Instead of saying don't let white people in here, what you say is let more black people in than white, and it's the same thing. But instead of it sounding racist, all you're doing is you're wording it in a way where you get the same outcome, but you don't have to overtly say anything negative about someone. You can couch it as being positive. Like, you would have thought that they would have said, at least they could have said, let's prioritize people who are apolitical. I mean, it's still scumbaggery. The difference in liberals and conservatives is how quickly they walk across the street if there's a car waiting for them. Liberals walk slower and conservatives speed up and give a little wave. I mean, I think that's fair too. Every time one of you says the feds, you make humanity dumber. Victim level 1. No, it's not, dude. The psyop is strong, dude. It's not. You're trying to. Are you gaslighting? Do you think, seriously, Pat? Do you think it's totally inappropriate or just complete wackadoodle to be like, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a psyop from the left? You really think that that's a stretch? You think that's some sort of fucking whack job shit? I don't know. I don't think it's like untethered to reality to think that would be a fucking psyop. Dude, it's the Jesse Smollett thing, right, Pat? It's like, it's, I love talking to you, Pat, because I get to do all the talking. It's the Jesse Smollett thing, right? It's just fake. Like, he staged that so that people would feel bad for gay black people and it would be an attack on the right. But it was the left that did it to him. I know I have zero proof. I have zero proof. But the conventional I have zero proof. You're right. I have zero proof that those texts were a psyop. But on the same stance, you have zero proof that it was done by anyone on the right. The historical fact is that those types of text messages and that kind of messaging always came from the left. This movie that I watched, this documentary that Marcus Capone's in, that I fucking cried like 15 times in. I had to like cover my face. My kid was sitting on my lap asking me all sorts of questions about the movie. And one of the guys, so these guys are basically going to Mexico and they're doing this 2-part drug-induced therapy. And one of them is they take this drug called Ibogaine, and it's supposed to bring all your memories up to the front. And then 3 days later, you do something called NEO50 DMT. And that allows you to transcend them. And all the guys basically have the same messaging, and the messaging is at some point, they realize, they experience, what you would find in all the Eastern enlightened literature, they realize that they're not who they think they are. They're not the story that they're telling themselves. And so they get that little glimmer that you can change your story, and it starts taking pressure off of their issues, right? They're like, wow, this voice in my head tells me that I'm a complete scumbag and blah, 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 and this and that and this, but I'm not that, because it's just a voice. I don't have to attach to it. That's the big picture. I mean, that's the big picture for all people who reach enlightenment, right? They realize, holy shit, I'm not Sevon. It's just a name and a identity that I'm trying to hold together that's causing me all these struggles and pain. That's basically the thing. Oh, Summer Vince, 5 MEO. But one of the guys says something really fucking wild that caught me off guard. He said when he went into the trip, he thought that all of the memories and things that were that were torturing him, a part of his identity, were going to be things that happened in the war. These are all SEAL Team 6 guys. Every single one of them, I think, was a SEAL Team 6 guy. And he thought that all the shit that was going to come up was his all the dark shit that happened in war, but it was his I don't know if I should ruin it for you, but it had nothing to do with war. Actually, for none of the guys, I think it had to do with one of the guys that had to do with war, but most of the guys that had to do with other stuff. It was wild. One of them was really crazy. So simple. Man, I feel, let me just say this as a public service message. I feel sorry for any of you that's cheating on your spouses. Do not cheat on your spouse. Because what happens is, if you cheat on, like, the worst thing that can happen to you as a human being is having to keep secrets. You do not want to, it is so toxic to the organism. Secrets are like fucked. You do not, and then this, you have to think of the secret is inside your brain, and then you put it somewhere, and then you can't go to that part of your brain. But then if you want to go to that part of your brain, you have to move it somewhere else, and you're constantly having to move it around. And then if it's something that you keep doing over and over that you're not comfortable with, and you have to keep more and more secrets, then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and consumes more and more of your identity of hiding the secret. You do not want secrets. Cheating on your spouse is a big no-no. Do not do that. You will, for that moment of fucking motorboating some strange chick and ejaculating on her back on her tramp stamp is going to be not worth it, even for a second. Do not do that. I'm telling you, it is a trap. I'm sorry to blame dudes, but I don't think of women as cheating. Maybe they do. Do not do that. I don't have secrets. Nope. I'm pretty, I mean, maybe some stuff, like if yesterday I picked my nose in the car and ate my boogers, I'd probably, like, it's not a secret, but like I would, if I saw it pop up as something I wanted to say on the show, I'd probably like push it down. Or if I watch some dwarf porn, like I probably wouldn't share it on here. But it's not like a secret. I even tell myself when I watch porn, I'm like, hey, am I okay with the whole fucking world knowing I watch this? Yep. Okay. I mean, I prefer they didn't. But if my fucking cell phone pops on and you guys get a fucking video of my fucking eyes rolling back in my head, it is what it is. But do not cheat on your wife. And if you did, and you're still with her, you better figure out a way to tell her and get free from it, and never do it again. Yeah, I'd put into the search giant cocks. I love a giant cock smashing some vag. Or your husband. Yeah, I guess. I don't. Yeah, probably shouldn't cheat on your husband either. But you don't want secrets. Especially, I mean, there's got to be someone that, like, who can just know it all. I mean, not at all. Like, if you think your wife got fat, don't tell her, like you can keep that a secret. Don't be like, hey baby, you got fat. Like, you got to figure out some way to process that yourself, transcend that yourself. I'm not talking about like things that aren't passing. I'm not talking about things that aren't real. You thinking that your wife is fat is just a thought. Just talking about like real shit. You know what I mean? I don't want any I don't want to be involved in any activities that I'm not willing to for the whole world to see. I've had a bunch of people pound that into me, and you know who else pounded that into me is Andrew Hiller. We've had some great talks about that. Fucking fantastic talks. It's good to have people around you who will remind you of that. You need to be reminded of that. That's why, like, you don't want to key someone's car. You don't want to, like, you don't want to let your eyes wander to the fucking girls who just got out of high school and they have their tits falling out of shirt. You want to look away. You don't want to drive past her. You don't want to do anything. You don't want none of that shit. You don't want to have any curate your life so that you're free, unless you're comfortable talking about that shit, unless you're like, fuck it, I don't care if people know that fucking I perv out on the high school girls, or if you're a dude and you're perving out on the high school boys. Like, if you're okay with it, fuck it. Who am I to say what you should be comfortable saying or not? But if you're not comfortable just saying it and it being on the cover of the paper, fucking avoid that shit like the plague. Philip Kelly, just follow the 10 Commandments. Jeremy Eats World, Andrew Pound Sevy. Maybe it came out wrong. Pretend like your life is being followed by a camera crew. Yes. I mean, if you want to be free, I mean, I live this crazy fucking epic, beautiful life in the ether. It's I probably don't talk about it as much as I should, but part of it is just not having secrets. Like even the small shit, like you are a airline pilot, but you're into microdosing and you have to hide that from your fucking job. Like that tension there is no good. It's no good. Bro, you sound weird. I don't know who you're talking to. If you're talking to me, dude, I'm the furthest thing from weird. I am so fucking normal. Your wife's definitely gone now, Sevy. Yeah, I know. My kids do this thing where they read a book. They belong to this thing called Litwits, and they read a book every single month, and then they go to this 3-hour class. I'm so glad it's all three of my boys together. I do not like my boys being separated. And they take this class and with a bunch of other kids, homeschooled kids, and then they talk about the book for 3 hours. They love it. How were you able to live that beautiful free life under the Biden-Cali regime? I know you're being you're taking a shot at me. I was able to because I'm detached from the world. You know what I mean? I don't have a regular fucking 9 to 5. I don't have to pretend the DEI shit at my work like so many fucking poor people have to do. I know tons of my friends who work in the university system have to live that fucking lie. Fucking sucks for them. It fucking sucks. And that's what's so cool about Trump coming into power. You don't have to. And hey, you can still be a DEI motherfucker. Well, you just can't. You can't do the racist shit anymore. But you could still say, "Hey, I think we need more black women working here." You can still say that. You can still express your thoughts. You just can't not hire someone because they're fucking black or white or Asian or whatever anymore. I think unemployment's gonna fucking skyrocket here in a minute. Like skyrocket. Not much is gonna change, but I see your point. God, I hope you're wrong. God, I hope you're wrong. Hey, dude, those I was watching. I've been watching. I was watched some footage on Pete Hegseth, and those other people, and some of those other people. They know that this whole thing is being run from the World Economic Forum and using World Health Organization and NATO and BlackRock to implement all their shit. They know. It's not like that's a good sign that they know. They know where it's coming from.
And one other thing I'll be doing very early in the administration is closing up the Department of Education in Washington, D.C., and sending all education and education work and needs back to the states. We want them to run the education of our children because they'll do a much better job of it. You can't do worse. We spend more money per pupil by 3 times than any other nation, and yet we're absolutely at the bottom. We're one of the worst. So you can't do worse. We're going to end education coming out of Washington, D.C. We're going to close it up, all those buildings all over the place. And you have people that in many cases hate our children. We're going to send it all back to the states. Thank you very much.
And in many cases, we have people who hate our children. Darn it, I wish I had that Ezekiel. Hey, that guy that fucking killed his family that I mentioned earlier because Trump won. I think that the cornerstone of his argument that he said the reason why he killed his kids, listen to this, is he was afraid of religious people. He said he was afraid of fucking religious people. That's the thing, man. The left has declared war on that portion of society. That 10 Commandment crew. Aren't private universities worse than state ones? Yeah, did you hear? He said something yesterday. He said something wild yesterday. Trump did. I think it was Trump who said it. It was fucking crazy. I don't know. It was absolutely crazy. He said that if he, I don't know what the stipulation was, but he basically threatened to take away the endowments of colleges. So, you have a college like Harvard that's on the bottom of the free speech list of all colleges. All the Ivy League colleges are on the bottom of free speech. And that basically, how is he wording it? That basically, if they don't step in line with certain demands from the federal government, that they'll take their endowments away. You know what he also told the social media platforms I heard yesterday is that the social media platforms have a lot of exemptions. So for instance, if I put an ad out on Instagram, if I put an ad out on Tinder, right, and I'm looking for a date, and then I go out on a date with this girl and I rape her, Tinder's exempt from it. You don't sue Tinder for it. Same thing with Instagram. If your kid gets fucking hooked up with a pedophile, Instagram gets an exemption from organizing that, right? Like they're exempt from being charged with facilitating that. I forget what the law is, but there's some exemption. And he basically said that if the social media platforms and these platforms don't fall in line with freedom of speech and the other in the rules around the Constitution of this country, that then they'll lose the protection from this country. I thought that was fucking brilliant. You can't get any more dictator than taking private money from companies. I think you're taking that out of context. I wish I could explain it better. I'll look into it more and explain it better tomorrow, but you're taking it out of context. If I mean, I can just give you an example. If you find out that Pfizer was selling Tylenol and there was sterilization shit in every single aspirin that they sold, and they weren't telling the American public, or they weren't telling people, that company needs to be fucking taken down. That's not taking money from private companies. That's just enforcing fucking the laws of not hurting people, not killing people. It certainly is free market. Certainly is free market. Did you mean that the government will not allow exemptions on how money is taxed to colleges? No. He actually said he would take the endowments for colleges. I can't remember what the stipulation was, but it was if they continue to do some of their bad shit. But I forget exactly what it was. It was out there. I was like, wow, it was close to stepping over the line, I thought. Trump's White House also has members with degrees from those very liberal universities. Yeah. I think even Pete Hegseth went to Yale. Right? Oh, here we go. This is crazy controversial. You guys ready? Buckle in for this one. This is probably one of the most controversial things I've ever played on the show. Oh, Yale and Harvard for Pete. Here we go. I'm a little nervous playing this. Okay, here we go.
Would you eat this taco? Well, neither will your man. Book your laser hair removal appointment today. Would you eat this taco? Well, neither will your man. Book your laser hair removal appointment today.
Would you eat this taco? Well, neither would your man. Book your laser hair removal today. I don't know, man. She's lost her fucking mind. Look at I posted, you don't know men very well. Hairless private parts equal adolescence. Let's stop making grown adults look like children. I understand if it's meant to be funny. Me too. And if you weren't suggesting that men won't go down on a womb with hair, it would be kind of funny. But it's sad that you perpetuate this idea. This man writes, or this woman writes, he's going to eat what's given to him. This guy writes, I prefer women, grown women. Body hair is normal and healthy. And then, you know, these are just fucking liberal cucks. Everyone who flips it into a sex thing is fucking a cuck. Okay, so where's the ad for laser treatment for men's private parts? Yeah, shut the fuck up. A boy wouldn't eat that. A man would. Know the difference, baby girl. No one can take a joke these days. Yeah, I guess it is a joke. Then another fucking liberal cuck. Well, then he needs to shave down there as well. Shit, I'll eat the damn taco. You're weird if you don't. It's okay. I be eating my wife's fur burger all the time. Plus, my tongue likes a little safari hunt anyways. Real men explore the jungle. She's lying. I'd still eat it. She's lying. Bald or not, that taco's getting eaten. The comments are nice. White people ruining Mexican food again. Australia has it right. Abolish social media, produces nothing but garbage. Yeah, what did they do there? Did they outlaw social media for kids 16 and under? I'd be willing to abolish it for 18 and under, to be honest. I'm a naked mole rat downstairs. We know. I ain't hating on you for that either. Do what you got to do. Smooth. Look, Pat and I agree on something. Yep. All right. Yes, I agree, Graciano. Watching a baby being born didn't even slow me down. Who cares? Yep, I agree. It is the I think if you just put your face down there and you're a healthy man, everything, you go into singularity mode. It is the ultimate aphrodisiac. All right, guys. Love you guys. Tomorrow, 2 big shows tomorrow. What is today? Today's Wednesday. I'm not sure if Shut Up and Scribble's on today or what happens today. Let me check. Let me just see what's going on Pedro's channel. What's the name of his channel? Coffee. I think he doesn't he have a Coffee Pods and Wads? Doesn't he have a oh yeah, he has a show today at 12 p.m. So in 2 hours and 45 minutes. Oh shit, Taylor Self is on it. It says, should rebounding be banned? Around the whiteboard. Taylor Self, James Jowsey, and Lucy Campbell. Oh, I like Lucy. She talks good. Oh, he had Kiefer on yesterday. All right. Let me see. Oh, I didn't share the screen. Sorry. So he got a show. That's at 2 hours and 43 minutes. Let's see. Get with the programming, Chase Ingram. Oh, Chase has a show today also. Analyzing the programming. Chase and Bill have a show today. It says 4 waiting. I wonder when that's on. It doesn't. How come it doesn't tell me when that's on? Oh, in 12 minutes. Okay, so they go on in 12 minutes. So you can just go over to watch Chase and Bill and then go over to Pedro. What about barbell spin? Barbell spin. Ooh, I hear a big helicopter flying over the house. Oh, shit. They have a show today, too. Everyone has a show today. You can go back to back to back. Get with the programming, Coffee Pods and Wads, and then barbell spin. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, Jorge Ventura will be talking about the border, leading journalist in the United States on border issues. We'll ask him what he thinks is going to be going on with Donald Trump. Then Marcus Capone will be coming on in the evening. And then I have that Josh Cedar guy, I think the following day. Crazy UFC fights this weekend. Crazy, 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 crazy.
So 7 doctors walked into the room, and at that point I knew something was going on. I was like, what's up, guys? We looked at the video of your results and found out that what you have is what's called myocardial bridge. This is an issue where the blood flow does not go throughout your body, and the only really true cure is open heart surgery. I was also told there that it's after the surgery, or even if I don't have the surgery, I'll probably never exercise again. January 27, 2023, I had open heart surgery. The first week or two was just really bedridden and trying to get myself moving around. Never been in depression before, but it was a very scary depression that I didn't know where I was going to go with it. I didn't know what to do in my life. I was kind of contemplating, what is life all about? Why am I alive? And I got to the point where I said, I can't let this depression kill me. I'm going to take care of it. 3 months into CrossFit, which was 6 months post-surgery, I was doing things that no other person that had open heart surgery ever had done. One of my friend's sister had open heart surgery. I saw her 6 months after mine, and she says, look at you, you're absolutely amazing. She's like, it took me 1 year before I could start moving around. And I said, are you kidding me? I'm doing CrossFit. I said, I'm pulling up, I'm lifting, I'm running, energy is up. I came to the realization that this was going to be the rest of my life.